Today we are going to learn about what is .NET CLI and how you can use .NET CLI for your daily .NET related developments. .NET CLI is basically a command line interface which is used for different operating systems. So as you know, we have the Visual Studio which is having its own build tools and everything built inside it. But Visual Studio cannot be installed on multiple operating systems. It is still mostly on Windows or Mac, but you can't use it on Linux, right? So to overcome that, the .NET team comes with .NET CLI. So .NET CLI is basically having the command line interface where it will expose some commands for you, and you can use those commands to run or create your application, to build your application, to publish the application, to deploy the application. Those things you can do from the command line interface itself. So today we are going to see which commands are available for us and how you can install the .NET CLI and all those things. So currently I am on Mac system, and in Mac you need the terminal. So I have my terminal open here, and as you see the terminal, so first of all you need the homebrew. So what is homebrew? Let me go to the brew. So you can search on Google what is brew, and the homebrew is basically a package manager for macOS. Here you can search for .NET. Okay, so once you search for it, so you can see that we have the .NET version 7 as of now, which is the latest version of .NET, and it is already available in brew. So you can use this command in your Linux terminal or in your Mac terminal, and you can run this command to use the brew to install the .NET. I have already done that part. So if I show you how do you check whether it is installed or not. So first of all, just write .NET and press enter. If you get all of these options which you are seeing here, the usage and all these things, then it means that .NET CLI is already installed in your system. Now which version is installed? That is very simple. You can use the command .NET --info, and when you press enter, it will show you that which .NET version is installed in your laptop. So for example, for the time being, what I have is a .NET SDK, which is the 7.0, the latest SDK I have, and it is running on macOS, and it is for ARM64 architecture. And I have the SDK for 7.0 already installed on my laptop, and I have the ASP.NET Core and the .NET Core assemblies already installed with that CLI. So now I can use the .NET CLI commands. So let me clear this, and now let's try to see what are the commands available for us to use in the .NET. So let's come back to the browser, and here is the official website from Microsoft, the .NET CLI. And when you go down, you can see there are some basic commands it has. So the basic commands are mostly the .NET new, and so we have the .NET new, we have the restore command, we have the build command, you have the publish command, you have the run command, and a lot of commands are there. Usually we use the new command, the restore command, build command, publish command, run and test. Mostly these first 5 or 6 commands are used. Others are also used, but not up to that much extent. So we are going to see what is there in the new command first of all. So when I click on this, it will take me to the another page, and as you can see here, right, so .NET new. So the .NET new, it creates a new project, a configuration file, or a solution based on the specific template. So if you compare it with Visual Studio, right, so Visual Studio has multiple templates available for you. For example, you want to create a console application. So for console application, they have their own console template, which gives you the basic assemblies or the basic files which are needed to run a console application. The same thing happens here. It will create all these for you using the CLI. and CLI is built with the templates. So you can see the command here. So the synopsis of the command is .NET new, and the template name. So what is the template name? I'll show you what all templates are available for use. Then you have the language. So if you want to use C# or F# or VB.NET, so you can specify the language here. Now the name of the project which you want to. If you want to run a specific framework, then you can mention the framework as well, like the .NET Framework 4.7, 4.8 or .NET Core, whatever you want. And the output, so the directory where you want to create that new project, okay, the path, and some of the other options which are mostly not usable. So let's go down what is there inside that. So in the description, you can see the .NET new command creates a new project, and here we have so all of these are like you can easily understand, but I'll show you the templates first. So here is the first argument was template, right? So which template you want to use to create your new project. So here you can see we have multiple templates. The template name is the short name. So basically when we use the .NET new command, we use the short name of the template. So we have for the console, you have to mention console. For class library, you have to mention class library. Then you have the WPF application, then a lot of WPFs and WinForms worker service if you want to create a worker process, which is a background service. And you can create unit test projects using MS Test, NUnit and XUnit. All of three are available for you. And we have the MVC and a lot of templates, Angular, React. Everything is mostly taken care by the .NET team. So for this demo, we are going to use the very basic, which is the console application. Okay, so let's come back to the terminal and let me check in which directory I am. Okay, so I have my folder named as repos. So I'll go to the repos folder. Okay, and within the repos folder, now I'll try to create a new project. So .NET new, right? And what was the template name? It was console. Now I want to mention the project name. So what is the name of the project that I want to? So let me come back to the command here, right? And if I click on this console, so the basic command is here, right? So .NET new console, and then you mention the lang, right? The language. So let me mention the lang. So -lang, and we can mention we can mention is C#. Okay, now space. Let's come back here. So okay, so it has to be in double quotes. So let's keep that. So use the same format which .NET teams recommends because it is their own CLI, right? So we have to follow the rules and guidelines. So the name is -n -name, and you can name the output. So let me actually -n, and what is the output name? It's a demo console app with .NET CLI. Okay, it's a bigger name. I think for a normal project we don't use these much bigger names, but for now let's keep it and let's use this, and let's press enter. Okay, so it has created the project. Let's see if it has actually created or not. So let me go to the repos folder. So in my repos folder I can see demo console app. Okay, and it has the csproj file, and it has also created the obj file and the program.cs file. I think, yeah, these are the things that we need, right? So now let's open this within Visual Studio Code, correct? So let me actually go back, right click, and I want to basically open this in a terminal. So new terminal, add the folder. So when I open the new terminal, it will open the terminal at that particular folder, and from here I can open the code, Visual Studio Code. So when I use the code dot command, it will open the Visual Studio Code with that particular project. So let me expand this a bit, and let's zoom this. So first of all, when you open a new project, right, Visual Studio Code tries to see what type of project is that. So it is saying that, hey, you need some assets to build and debug your application. So you can click yes. What it will do is it will create a VS Code folder here, and within that it will create some configuration to run that project. Okay, some configurations like the .NET CLI, the console, and how you can run it, how you can debug it. It will help you in those areas. So it's better to use that option because it will create a file automatically for you. You don't have to do those things manually. Now when I go to the console app, you can see here on I have the console app here, and now I want to run this, right? So how do I run? Let's go back to the terminal. So within the terminal, what I'll do is I'll use a clear command, and then I'll try to use the .NET CLI for that. So let's come back to the .NET CLI here, right? So we have .NET Restore, then you have the .NET Build. So let's try to restore the packages first. Okay, so I'll use the .NET Restore. When I click that, it will determine the project, and if you have any dependencies on any NuGet packages or anything like that, it will download all the packages. Now I want to build the project, right? So .NET Build. So you can see it is using MS Build to build the project, and now it has created a DLL file as well. Okay, so let's see if we have the DLL file or not. So as you can see, we have the bin folder. Within bin folder, we have the DLL file created. So it means our project is successfully built. Now let's come back here. Now I want to maybe I want to run this, right? So .NET run. When I click on this, it will show me hello world. Why it is showing hello world? Because as you see the code, right, we have the hello world here. Now if you want to debug, right, so how do you debug? You can debug through the Visual Studio Code itself. So on the right side you see this fourth icon, run and debug. So when you click on this one, it shows you a predefined profile, which is a .NET Core launch and .NET attach. From where these files comes into picture. So these files, these two configurations, where they are coming from? They are coming from this VS Code folder. And within launch JSON, it has created two configurations. Okay, if you see, the first configuration name is .NET Core launch console. Okay, and the other one is .NET Core attach. So you can use any one of them. It is up to you. So I'm going to put a breakpoint on this line number. Maybe not this line number. We will try to write one more line. This is a test. Cool. And I'll put this here. I have to use double quotes, right? Now I want to debug, right? So let me remove this redundant code here, and I want to debug. So I'll go there. I'll select my profile which I want to use. For now I'll use the Core launch profile, and when I click on this button, green button, it will start building the project. Okay, and so you can see the breakpoint hits here. Okay, so it means now you can debug your application as well. Okay, and here you can see it is showing you the output also. So the output is here, and when I do F10, right, so after doing the F10, it exited because the code is completely successfully built and run. Okay, so this is how you can run it, and you have a lot of options around it. So here, like if I run the .NET run directly, so you can see both of the things are here, right? Hello world test, and this is a test. So both of the things are available. Whatever code you write, it will show you on the console. The same thing happens with the different options here. So .NET New, .NET Restore, .NET Build, I have shown you these three commands, and also the run command as well. Test command will work when you have the unit testing project. To run the unit testing project, you can use the test command. And publish command, it will generate a package for publishing to Azure or any other sources, any other hosting services where you can host your application and you can run it. And it has one more important command, which is .NET Clean. So as you see here, I have this bin folder, which is the built assembly of my project code. Now I don't want to use that. I don't want to keep that within my repository. So how do you do that? You can use the .NET Clean command. So .NET Clean. When I do that, let's go back to the folder. Okay, and within the folder, now you should. So now you can see all of those files within this .NET 7.0 folder, that all those files are already removed or deleted. So this is how you can maintain your code, a cleaner code, and you can use the .NET CLI for all these things. So whatever things are possible in Visual Studio, not all, but mostly used features are already available in the .NET CLI. I hope this is information which is very helpful for you now, and maybe in the coming time I'll come with more videos over this. So I hope you guys must have learned something, and don't forget to put your comments if you find something wrong, or if you have any suggestions, just put it in the comments and we can work over it. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.